Yo, what up, everybody? This is Jay Funkadelic, the Funkable Operator. Welcome to the Funkable Operator Podcast. Hosting yourself, Jay Funkadelic, the Funkable Operator. Once again, I will kill it. Yesterday, I went to Terrence on the Park and I met some dope-ass wrestlers. Shout out to Ric Flair. Shout out to Booker T. Shout out to Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South. And shout out to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! And all them people over there. I had a nice time in my life. You know, a lot of things been going good for myself these days. Instead of doing altercations with my parents in the past. But that's over with. I'm putting that to a close. Sometimes I'll be having gambling addictions. It didn't mean anything by what I'm talking about. You know, the situation with me, I've got a lot of respect for rap and hip-hop and all that, but wrestling was my agenda. Wrestling's my agenda, you know what I'm saying, and hip-hop is definitely my agenda. I bleed for rap and wrestling, but wrestling is not the same like it used to be, and hip-hop ain't the same like it used to be. So as a matter of fact, I got more events coming up in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Shout out to my homegirl Nene on the check-in. What up, baby girl? How you doing? I ain't see you in a minute with Larry's Top Don. You know, I'm at my mom's house right now on the Funkable Operator Podcast. This is the first episode that premiered just now. I got a lot of going on for myself these days. I'm pretty much of working and got 2 jobs. I work in a hardware store and I work in the country club on Outlook Avenue. How do I feel about listening to these mumble rappers that sound like Atari music or you like playing ColecoVision or something? When I went to see Ric Flair yesterday, everybody was going, whoa, 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 whoa. It sounded like a bunch of owls, man. People sound like wizardy owls all over the place. When I went to sit down with Ric Flair. Ric Flair was a cool person. He was down to earth. I gave him a little history lesson about when I was watching WrestleMania 8 at my mom's house back in 1992. We go back. Me and Ric Flair go back like in the early 90s when he was in the WWF with Mr. Perfect and Bobby the Brain Heenan fighting the Macho Man. Ooh, yeah. Randy Savage. You know? And I remember back then when Ric Flair fought the Macho Man at WrestleMania 8 at the Hoosier Dome. I watched it live on a pay-per-view event 30 years ago, like back in April of 92 when I was like 15. And after the match, the fireworks went off. Ric Flair tongue-kissed Elizabeth. Elizabeth smacked the shit out of Ric Flair. That was a good moment. That was a very, very good moment of the WWF before it was WWE. Well, in my time, Kanye's a good rapper. Kanye West is one of my favorite rappers. But, you know, a lot of people are hating on Kanye West. I don't hate on no Kanye West. If I would have seen Kanye, I would have asked him for a photo. If he would with no guards, no bouncers, none of that stuff. Even if he had a gat in his hand or something like that. I've been listening to hip-hop for 33 years. It didn't stop. I kept it going. But how do you feel about the drill beats and the trap music that they play on the radio? When I'm listening to Hot 97, I'm like, yo, why I gotta listen to this? My favorite white rappers is Eminem, MC Search, Pete Nice, the Beastie Boys, OT The Real, JoJo Pellegrino, the Shark. Shout out to the Shark from Morris Park, man. He's an unknown rapper that I knew from the other side of me. There's a rapper that's dropping another hip-hop album. He came back from the dead. He hopped out the casket. His name is the Shark. I know him. I speak to him on IG all the time. We FaceTime each other. The Shark is one of my best white rappers that I've ever seen in my life. But he came out in '96 with that Italiano record. The Italiano record was one of the dopest records I ever heard. And gold tinted glasses. There was a few joints I liked from Malcolm Moore. You know, I like that one with what is his name? Ryan something. Malcolm Moore had good records. Third Base got some banging tracks, but Third Base, you know, I remember back in '89, I bought the Cactus album on cassette tape when I was in high school. I remember the fall of '89, I bought the cassette tape to the Cactus album, and the year after that, I bought the Derelicts of Dialect. Yeah, exactly. Gold tinted glasses. The Shark was one of the first Italian rapper that I know about in person. Before I even met the Shark, somebody gave me his demo tape. And the demo tape was a cassette single to the Italiano. I remember that. Yeah, the Shark, yeah. The Italiano record was first. I even have it on vinyl. I got the Shark on vinyl too. And I was bumping one of his records. Shout out to Gorilla Nims. The mayor of Nathan's Hot Dogs. He ain't no Coney Island rapper. He's from Yonkers, but I'm from the Bronx. I've been living in the Bronx all my life. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I grew up on Bronxdale Avenue. Then I moved to Barnes Avenue. Then I went to Teeman. My grandmother used to live across. Sorry. My grandmother used to live across the street from Conti's Bakery Shop on Morris Park. I know Genevieve. Shout out to Genevieve. I know Ballistic. Shout out to Ballistic Man. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. Shout out to you know that guy from the Rough Riders. He's a cock diesel guy, Mikey Knuckles. I never met him, but I wish I did. I know what's the other rapper's name? Rest in peace to my boy Josh. I can't believe he died. I got a picture of him, but I couldn't even find it nowhere. I remember I was spitting bars with him in Mont Haven. Shout out to Kim Seabrook. That's my homegirl. That's my boo. Love you, Kim. Kim Seabrook, you know, she's one of the best poetry like Sunday Dinner. Yeah, Kim Seabrook. That's my main girl. And I fucks with her. Because she's one of the ladies that I love. You know, but she ain't my girl. She's just a friend. She's only a friend of mine. Yeah, Shark from Morris Park. Yup. I linked up with Shark from Morris Park. Me and my father. He was shooting a video. It was at Jay's Tavern on Waynesbridge Road. Shark got mad love for my father. I know his father, Tommy, but I never met him. The Shark met my pops. The Shark, you know, he did meet my pops. He met my pops. Yeah, I know, BX King. Rest in peace to BX King. Shout out to Lord Willing. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to the people that was around the Shark. Shout out to my boy Jojo Pellegrino from Staten Island. That's my dude. I'm in one of his events. That's my dog, Jojo Pellegrino. Go Google him, Jojo Pellegrino. He from Staten Island. I knew Joe Pellegrino before they had social media. I remember when Cool Digital Alert played him his record Forget About It on the 5 o'clock free ride back in the 90s. And he was down with Violator Records. How would I know? Because I know these things. I've been reading magazines. I've been listening to radio. And I've been watching Rap City, 106 in Park. And I was watching Yo TV Raps. And I was watching Rap City The Basement. Before that, internet. Back in the day, TV was the internet. But it was a lot of channels I used to watch from the golden age. I've been listening to rap when I was like 8 years old. Now I'm 40-something. I've been listening to rap when I was like 7, 8 years old. Because I wasn't into rap that much when I was like a kid. But I grew up on it when I heard the funky beats of these rappers that came out in the mid and late 80s. I never had the Criminal Minded album, but I bought the greatest hits of KRS-One. Because when I used to listen to hip-hop, I took it back a little further. I went back a little further and I bought the cassettes. When it was Nobody Beats the Wiz and when it was Tower Records. I drove mother and father crazy to buy records. I support the artists like I do to this day. There's a lot of shit that I've been dealing with anxiety, taking trial and error medications. You know? And there's a lot of things that I had to work on, make me a better man. Going to appointments every day, going to hospitals, getting checked out, you know? Talking to doctors like a motherfucker. It's been like that for a while, bro. Realize and recognize how I feel about situations that I've been through. Nobody's perfect in life. Nobody. The time I went to see Mike Tyson in Jersey, it felt like I was in the MGM Grand, standing right next to the brother in the ring. Right in Las Vegas. That's what it felt like. You want to know about hip-hop history? I'll tell you a bunch of shit. I could tell you a bunch of shit without looking at the computer, without looking at the phone. I can tell you right now. I can tell you about a lot of shit that I can go through. There's a lot of hip-hop I listened to when I bought the cassettes in the 90s when I was in high school. Every other week I used to buy cassette tapes. I used to run to the Wiz. I used to go to Yonkers Raceway before I had the casinos in there. How many of y'all know about, how many know about rap from 1979 was the Sugar Hill Gang, because I took Rap is a Light. I remember I took it back to the greatest hits of hip hop heritage when I heard Rap is the Light on cassette. Because I had the cassette to Rap is the Light, but it was like a variety. It was like one of the greatest hits. Rest in peace to Big Bank Hank. Shout out to Wonder Mike. Shout out to Master G. Shout out to Grandmaster Flash. Shout out to Grandmaster Melly Mel, your brother, with the 24-inch pythons looking like Hulk Hogan. There was a time that I was hanging out with a lot of dudes. And I was freestyling every fucking block just to get known, just to get heard on the streets. But back in the day, battle rapping was hard for me to do. It was very complicated. I had to study. I had to practice. Do you ever know how to practice when you want to battle rap somebody? Young onions don't even know how to battle rap. Because most of y'all rappers that got record deals and you got contracts to sign, there's a lot that I'm going through with battle rapping because I studied a lot of KRS-One, I studied some Chuck D. I studied Herbie Rakim's ROMs. I studied Coogee Rap, and I studied Big Daddy Kane's ROMs back in the day. Because when I put my heart into everything that I love doing in my life to be a dope rapper. You know? It took me time to be a lyricist. It took me time. It took me months, weeks, years, days to be a better lyricist, to be a better ghostwriter. Because I used to write rhymes. I wrote rhymes all my life. I've been taking a pad and a paper, writing my shit. I don't write rhymes on the phone. I do it on the piece of paper and get it done in the studio. I've been in the studio since 2003. I've been in the studio for 20 years recording. 20 years. I didn't stop. 20 years I've been recording hip-hop songs. I've been writing rhymes before I even went to the studio. I've been writing rhymes before I went to the recording studio. I used to rock shows before I even entered studios. I used to rock rhymes in parties and events. But, you know, you let me know about an event, I would definitely go. But my next step is rocking arenas and just getting it on. I would love to perform in Madison Square Garden, Barclays, Prudential Center. I like to perform at those events. I like to perform at every event. Not really every event, but I like to perform when I need to get booked. I gotta keep listening to one of my rap demos that I recorded when I put it on the platforms of Apple Music and all the platforms that I put my music on. So it is what it is. There's a lot of shit that I've been going through with hip hop these days. I always take hip hop to a whole nother level. I take hip hop to a whole nother level. When you want to spit your bars, you got to take rap and grab it by the throat. What I do is that. Shout out to Fat Joe, because he hosted the BET Hip Hop Awards. I only saw half the show, but the rest of the night I went to sleep because I had work the next day. But I can get a recap to that. I went to that Wu-Tang and Nas concert, which was very delightful to go to. It was lit that night when Nas performed. Method Man came out. You had Wu-Tang, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer singing Ice Cream on stage. You had the video on the silver screen. It was fun. It was a very fun moment of going to Wu-Tang Nas. I listen, you know what it is? I went to that Rock the Bells event. I didn't have the ticket. The ticket vanished. So I gave the guy $100 in the street. He let me in. I had to fight my way to get in Rock the Bells. If it wasn't for that guy that sold the ticket, I would never fucking went in. The ticket was $120. I gave the guy $100. He didn't let me in. But he did anyway. So I got my ticket, and I was roaming around the place, recording the music, coming back and forth, up and down the Forest Hill Stadium Arena, recording all the rappers that I posted on YouTube. There was a lot of rappers that I posted on YouTube that sounded good. I don't feel like going to Rolling Loud. But hip-hop has to be realistic to be on low Rolling Loud. I don't like to be around a capacity of people from 50,000 people to 100,000 people. I would not go. Especially even a Travis Scott concert, I would never go. I would never, ever in my life go to a Travis Scott concert. Because most of the times, I don't listen to Travis Scott. I listen to Howard Stern. on Sirius XM. I like listening to Howard Stern. I remember he was on 92.3 K-Rock back in the day. Back in the early and late 90s. He was on K-Rock 92.3. And the Howard Stern show was the shit. Ba 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 booey and all that. Ba 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 booey and all that. I remember going to the movie theater and I watched a flick of Private Parts. How y'all remember that movie Private Parts with Howard Stern and Robin and Jackie the Joke Man? How many remember that? How many of y'all remember watching Private Parts by Howard Stern movie? It was a good flick, but it was kind of like, they had a nudity and strong language in the movie. They had a girl in there with big tits, she had blonde hair. I looked at her naked, I was barking like a dog. I was fucking just... Did you see that girl in Howard Stern when she was on the radio butt naked? Was your dick vibrating listening to that shit? Was your fucking penis vibrating just looking at her butt naked with her titties sticking out? Man, I didn't want to feel like looking at that. You look at that after they be jerking off. After watching that. The best shot, rest in peace, shot to Chris Farley. He was one of my main guys I used to laugh at. He was one of the best comedians ever. Even Rodney Dangerfield was funny. Oh, I tell you, I can't relax, you know. I get no respect. Thank you. What a crowd. That was my boy, Rodney Dangerfield. Rest in peace, Rodney. God bless Rodney Dangerfield. God bless John Candy, and God bless Chris Farley. God bless John Witherspoon, and God bless Red Fox, and God bless Bernie Mac and Richard Pryor. God bless the dead comedians that I grew up on watching on TV. I heard Whitney Houston's coming out with another movie, but they got a girl playing as Whitney Houston. Rest in peace to Bobby Christina. Shout out to Bobby Brown, because he was the man back in the 80s. Bobby Brown was the shit. I had his cassette tape, Don't Be Cruel. That was one of my best 80s pop records I ever heard. Was Don't Be Cruel, My Prerogative, Roni, Rock With You, you know. I've listened to a lot of hip-hop in my times. You remember those rappers, Trends of Culture? Anybody knows about rappers, Trends of Culture? You let me know right now. Trends of Culture, when they did that record Off and On. Nobody. Oh, my God. What about The Neighborhoods? What about Lil O? What about Bone Crusher? You know about Bone Crusher. What about my boy Killer Mike? I'm talking about Bubba Sparks, Miss Jade, Timbaland, Missy, and all them people. I've been to Jay-Z's concerts before. When the Barclays first opened up, that's when I went to see Jay-Z in concert back in 2014. When I was over there, Jay-Z had a good show. Jay-Z's a hip-hop billionaire, hands down. Jay-Z's got an ocean full of money. Jay-Z's a $1 billion rapper. $1 billion in the hip-hop industry. Puffy's a $1 billion rapper. You think anybody who could be a $1 billion rapper that makes all this money doing tours, concert production, all that shit? You won't understand that for some goddamn reason. When I went to see Snoop Dogg, you could say he had a lot of bodyguards acting like fucking savages. Like I want to go. I want to go be in a war with Snoop Dogg's bodyguards, and then all of a sudden they want to push you like you're a ball. Not to go near Snoop, but Snoop Dogg is a good guy, I know. Because couple of months back, I met Daz and I met Corrupt. Took the falls with the Dog Pound Gangsters. And I know Snoop Dogg was part of Death Row Records. And with Suge Knight. Shout out to Suge Knight from Death Row. Unfortunately, he's locked up. I don't know how much time he's going to be serving. I don't know how much time Suge Knight is serving. I met Ric Flair yesterday. He's a calm and humble dude. We talked for 5 minutes or less. I like hanging out with the Nature Boy and talk wrestling history like Fat Joe would do. The best moment of me, when I went on the American Dream Ball by MetLife Stadium, the best photo I ever took with was Iron Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was so cool. And I had to put up my Dukes to take a photo with that brother. I did a put up your Dukes post to take a picture with Mike Tyson. Iron Mike is my man. He's my man. I bought it before I even met the brother. Recipe shout out to Joe Musto. Yeah. Joe Musto was my father's peoples and he died in a hurricane in Florida. There's a lot of things in my mind that I'm talking about that's really realistic. Christmas Rockefeller Center this December. LL Cool J is going to be on CBS live at Rockefeller Center next month for the Christmas tree. And next week I'll be at the Circle of Citrus Expo in Queens, Resort World, where Aqueduct Racetrack is at, where the horses go around the track if you win. I've been hitting a lot of good exactas, trifectas, and superfectas, downsufectas, $2.40. My best jockey in the horse race was Mike Smith and Jerry Bailey. And I'm talking my shit about betting horses. I remember back then, Grandpa Munster from the Munsters was at the track before he passed. I remember I was watching it when Harvey Pack was alive. Y'all really didn't know about that. Y'all too young to know. Because my brain works like a computer. You can call my brain the iMac of all the shit from years ago. It doesn't stop. My grind is never going to stop. Sometimes if I don't see no events, I need to ask. Let me know ahead of time. I would go. You tell me shit the last minute, I'm missing out. I'm definitely missing out. Don't get it fucked up. Don't play yourself. I know how shit could be. I have a lot on my mind. Just get to the point where I'm seeing these celebrities around security, and you can't even go near these guys. You can't go near these people. How would I know if you're going to go to a celebrity and get ambushed by security? Huh. They don't want you to touch the artist. They think you're gonna hurt them. None of these bouncers be all over these celebrities. Like they can't be touched. They're trying to do their job. You gotta pay these people to get these pictures with celebrities. I paid a lot of money to see DJ Khaled. Shout out to my boy DJ Khaled. We the best music, major key. You know, he did that. He dropped the album called God Did. Man, I saw DJ Khaled before at the Barclays. He was one of the coolest guys I ever seen. I was wearing the Terror Squad hat when I went to meet DJ Khaled. Got the digital camera photo with him. Said he liked my hat. I said, thank you. Thank you so much. Because I had to represent for what you do for the Terror Squad. Man. Fat Joe was my idol from the 90s. Because I could tell you 1,000 Fat Joe stories. That's why you need to buy the book of Jose, which is coming out next week. The book is going to be long awaited. I pre-ordered the book, so don't get it fucked up. Do not get it fucked up. I know what the fuck is going on in life. When you're out in the subway trying to go to an event, you got to look around both ways, just like you're crossing the street, just to make it on the other side. You got to look around your surroundings when you're around these spiteful people. Because some people in life, the crackheads, the bums, the drug dealers, they don't respect nothing. And they don't respect the Bible. That's what they don't do. There's a lot of times I've been around celebrities, but I never got the photos with them. You can't give up. You can't give up. You gotta fight your right to party. Don't let these motherfuckers bullshit you and tell you no. Don't let these motherfuckers stop you for what you love doing. If you don't like it, stay 50 feet away, curse their asses out. Curse them out. Show these motherfuckers you ain't a punk. You're not no fucking dickhead son of a bitch when you tell these people these things. Because it ain't right. You have to fight your way into it. You got to come back to see these people like it's a revenge. A revenge. A revenge. Keep coming after them. You'll get it. Trust me. Don't give up. Don't back down to nothing. Be on your grind. Stay on point. Stay on point. The money you save for, the money you ever work hard for, buy the ticket, go to the event, see the person, get a photo, break out. Do that for a change. Don't make nobody fuck you up for no fucking reason. Don't go to events for nothing. Go there, have fun. Don't let people fucking bullshit you. Because it happened to me before. Fight your way in. You gotta roll with the punches, go with the flow. To get your fucking way. You gotta get people. You don't. If these fucking bodyguards let your way, curse them out. Get them another time. Keep grinding. Don't let the grind stop you. Make the money. Don't make the money make you. Keep grinding. Don't let the grind stop you for what you love doing. Don't let it stop. Be a man. Go out there. Go gallivant for some celebrities. Go to the city. Go anywhere you want in the world to meet these guys. Go everywhere in the world. Fuck staying home. What do you do home? Nothing. Yeah. Fucking boring ass shit when you're home. Fuck the TV. Fuck the internet. Go out there. meet people, post stuff, do social media, do all that. Make yourself feel free to take pictures with celebrities if you ain't around tough fucking cock diesel people. Do it for the love, for the culture. Do it for the love of yourself. And do it for an open heart. Do it for an open heart. Because you gotta be a man and fight for your rights. And fight for your right to party like the Beastie Boys told you to do that. You ain't got a license to chill. You want to take a picture with somebody, you have to have the right to have a license to ill. Rest in peace to the diabolical Bismarcky. When he died, I was crying on the train. Oh, I was devastated when he died. That was my dude. Rest in peace, shout out to K. Slade, the Drama King. But did you know, back in 2007, I got through with Shea 45, and I was spitting that freestyle when Pat Pooks was on there, and they treated me on the phone like I was the next Big Daddy Kane on the mic. And K. Slade was like, "Oh, this kid's fired. Mikey, what are you doing?" Yeah, I remember that. That was a good moment for me. That was one of the best freestyle moments when I was rapping on Shea 45 Live on the K. Slade Street Sweeper radio show. That was like years back. I did this before he passed. Way before he passed. Shout out to my brother Greg the Hammer Valentine. And shout out to Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South. Rest in peace, shout out to Mean Gene Okerlund. The WWF golden era of wrestling. Rest in peace, shout out to Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Can I hear a little say more? Well, thank you for watching the Funkable Operator podcast show. And I'll see you soon. Funkable Operator, once again, I will kill it. Peace.